I'm saying. If they shoot that many seeds into the can, right, they're going to get one, right? One is going to Harvard, and the other is going to Chico State, is what I'm saying.
Yep, I am in the game now, so...
All right. I have to warn the audience that we have to jump over to the Sensei and 4-0 game when we get the chance to, so if we have to leave this one a little bit early, with the exception if, like, this is some crazy 15-15 overtime, we'll do that when the time comes. So Exousia versus Unix. Clay, share with me the rosters.
The rosters are for Exousia, Neotu, RHQ, Anomaly, Neotu.
I'm going to go with Now2.
Now2? Okay.
It could be something completely different.
I don't know. Sorry, so we'll say Now2, RHQ, Anomaly, Sempo, and Tempo. Nice little naming there.
Well,
and then for the other team is SVN, Spavy, TWL-Main champion.
What's wrong with TWL? Come on.
David and Squanta.
David and Squanta. Well, Unix has a colorful roster, right? We've seen them play many times. Oftentimes, they will not play under the names that they are commonly known by, so it's going to be difficult for us to identify who TWL Main Champion and Squanto are, but that's okay. SVN we recognize. The CT's looking very strong on this second round here. Both teams have a lot of weapons. We don't really know how that transpired, so we're just going to go with it. One left in the site. TWL Main Champion faces a wall of lead, gets headshotted, 1-1. It looks like an eco round just got picked up.
Yeah, it does. Terrace won the pistol round there, it looked like, and then CT just came in and stopped their push. They tried to do a push mid to B through the speedway, but met some resistance and lost a couple guns, and that just kind of, they lost the round from there.
Did they get the bomb plant down?
In that second round, I don't think they did. Looking at their money, they bought P250s, but I think they'd have a little bit more if they did get the bomb planted, so.
Yeah, very possible. 1-1. Could go either way. A lot of P250s on the field right now, and those P250s are always lethal. TWL Main Champion peeks the top of the stairs and looks like he dinks Sempo. He backs off with his UMP, living to fight another day. It's a slow take on both sides. Two in the banana, one waiting in main, just protecting the push, one going to the jump window, one at the bottom of the stairs will be pushing the end of the apartments. TWL Main Champion, that's going to be a tongue twister. TWL Main Champion sprays the smokes with his P250. That's very hard to say.
It shouldn't be too bad. Just say TWL then.
TWL. RHQ comes out from the pit, has two easily sprayed down, had a hard time registering that last shot there, but he's going to pick up maybe 2 or 3 with the help of his teammates. No deaths for the CTs. Very strong round for them. Finally, we'll be back into the official gun rounds starting now.
Yeah, very passive play by Exousia right there. Just waited in the A side for the terrorists to come to them, and as soon as they did, you saw that they tried. The terrorists, they got into the site and they didn't even suspect that, hey, you know, these guys are probably in here. They actually jumped up on the platform, tried to get the plant going, and then you saw the guy in the pit just pick them off quite easily. So.
Hold the phone. We got the double save going on here, and that will make this round another Exousia favored round here. They've got all rifles. They've upgraded to the final tier with the exception of RHQ and Anomaly, who are wielding gallows, but they'll still push through to the banana. Will give Anomaly a double, and before he gets traded out here, one in the boiler. That's David, who gets the M4A4 treatment. Spavy, the last one alive with his P250s, back by the T-steps, and he's probably just going to wander into the banana, trying to aimlessly, fruitlessly grasp for the bomb. He comes out the back and finds people waiting for him. 3-1, and now, crossing my fingers, we'll get a gun round.
Yeah, they were a little short, which leads me to believe that they definitely didn't get that bomb plant in the second round. They were a little short, couldn't get all the buys that they wanted in terms of nades and armor, and we're actually seeing Squanto get that op, so I'm sure they wanted to save for that as well.
Will he be going for a pick? We'll see. Our number 0 man could be picking the T-steps, could be trying to pick the window, could be going to banana to pick the yellow. He's going to be at the T-steps. He's going to be looking for someone to peek, but we know that Exousia, via the minimap, will not be doing anything of the sort.
Just rarely see the off battles like you used to.
Those steps are now very, very hard to work with. This is a narrow window to hit that shot these days compared to the 1.6 days. It's a pretty standard look for the CTs. What I will say is that the common practice of having one person leaning away on the CT side going towards Speedway is being observed here. And one alternative, not standard play there, is where Spavvy was, standing up on top of the boxes looking down toward mid, but they're still holding that crossfire from the arch side to the port side. Terrace now kind of pushing, feeling around, and for the most part, Clay, I'm getting the sense that they don't really have a set plan here, with the exception of Spavvy, who looks to be throwing a set smoke for his teammates. So they're going to hit an entry shot and hope that they can get everyone to wrap back around.
They could have been just working as slow, trying to get a pick with that op like we saw, and then now they get the smokes out and they're going to try to take this site.
Yeah, Tempo thinks that he has someone in front of him. We know better. Anomaly at the back left in the new box. Oh, they got a burned alive player there. David gets burned. How many times do people let that happen? It's just, it's absurd. You're like taking huge damage over time and they still fall to that. Now two blocks the plant, one alive for the terrorists here. CEVO-Main champion stuck and getting gunned down. Exousia's tempo will bring him down. It's 4-1, and they've lost their expensive buy for the round.
They didn't get the bomb, but they do have plenty of money to buy here, it looks like. I don't know if they will. Maybe Squanto is a snob and wants to have that op every buy round. We'll see.
For conservative play, maybe you do conservative play on an even map where you split 8-7, but you need to fight and claw for your rounds on Inferno, and I don't like saving overly much on Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, if they're missing the smokes that they need to perform whatever strat they want to go for, then I do understand the point of saving, but like you said, you got to try and come up with something here, and they're going for a part of a rush right now.
Oftentimes, on Inferno, there's no such thing as an automatically manufactured win. There's no set smoke and flash that will win you the round, and sometimes it just comes down to hitting those shots, and AKs would have gone a long way to make that happen this round. Tempo finishes off with the shiny red CZ. Squanto gets gunned down, and it's now 5-1.
Alright, so now we're on another buy round, so let's take a look. We'll see what Unix has in store for Exousia right here. Exousia?
Exousia? I was having a hard time with that, too.
Everyone's always got to get these exotic names, man.
It's not necessary. You can make it to the top, and you can have a really simple name. I buy power, right? 3 words. None of them longer than 5 letters. Tempo throws a far nade. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought they were going to come up with something a little bit more intricate here, but it looked like they were going to try to just do a push-up to B really quick, pick up a kill, and then see if they can work off that. But the nice counter nades from the terrorists are stopping them from getting that, from making that happen here.
Yeah, it's the mutual slide your backs along the mid wall and hope the other person has to hit the entry shot, not me.
And Simpo's playing that boost spot again?
No, so if you go to your free camera, we can miss a little bit of action here. Go to the free camera, go to the port side. Tell me when you're there.
Okay.
He was on the little balcony. You see that balcony underneath those little windows? He was on that.
Oh, okay. He was on the right side towards Arch?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not on the right side towards Arch. He's on the little balcony right behind the porch boost.
Gotcha.
It's very hard for me to describe.
Still
I'll
pretty
point it out
similar
sometime.
boost, though.
Yeah, same firing window, definitely. 2 entering into B right now. We're missing action because there's a double entry. They're poking in 2 sides, facing off 2-on-2. Oftentimes the teams will try to overflow one side with the numbers advantage, but they're confident that they can hit these shots 1-1. SVN does. Spavvy gets another. Squanto loses his op, and it's been a tale of sad stories for him. They're rotating over. They feel that they've seized bomb site B, and they have. They're going to force the rotate. The CTs know that they're fighting people here. As they check now, they know that they've retreated all the way back through, and they've called for the rotate. The number 4 man gets the word. RHQ is sprinting through to the speedway. They didn't check the CT, and Tempo gets a free kill. Nobody turns his head. They know he's at the blue truck, and somebody throws a nade. He's all but done. Tempo stuck, looks at the construction, tries to see anybody who might poke out, but they're not going to get it. So I know that they don't have nades and flashes to make the entry happen. David is fighting 6 health to 6 health. RHQ, our clutch man, is going for the defuse. He knows the man's a banana. If he peeks him, all it takes is a literal hard shove, and one of them would fall over dead. It's a tense moment. Here's the shot. How did he not get him? It did 3 damage. What? And a headshot to clean it up. It's just barely good enough. There you go. There's a clutch, but head scratcher of all head scratchers, an AK bullet must have pierced something because he took 3 damage from 6, leaving him with 3.
Yeah, probably pierced the barbecue or that little ledge since he was crouched behind it. But I mean, just so unfortunate since he waited for that fake defuse, called that out, and it worked out in his favor. And then the second fake defuse, he peeked, got the 1 bullet off, and then the panic set in for him because he knew he could have just waited for that third diffuse sound, which he didn't do. He tried
A
to
head
peek
stack
again.
here. TWO-Main champion faces the wall. He actually gets a kill, which is good for him, and chances are he shouldn't have landed that shot. Very exotic stack there. Very 1.6-esque, I would say.
Yes, very 1.6.
So, back to your point, the chances of all of that happening, the chances that a CT gets the opportunity to double diffuse fake, the chances that a T misses an open shot like that, the chances that they take 3 damage from 6 and survive.
Just very heavily, luckily for the CTs right there.
What are the chances? Somebody do the math here. Here's the reverse.
Start flipping tables.
Yeah. I gotta gather myself here. T's have reversed. Seems like a common theme for them. They've reversed back to B. They've left one on the site. Exousia has left one on the site. Anomaly is calling for the rotate now. You can see 2 running through. That's the 2 and 3 man now to in tempo coming through to CT to support the team. The bomb has gone all the way back. It's a double reverse here. Very exotic moves from Unix, who have very crafty veteran plays. I think they are 2-time main season veterans now, are they not?
Yes, correct.
RHQ sprays down in the pit, sees one more on the side, misses that shot. 2 alive for the T's. They've got a chance that they can cut out someone early, just like they did now. Now 2 and RHQ very much wounded. Doesn't matter. They both land headshots. Their health had no bearing on the end of that. So 7-1 Exousia fighting off Unix. And I like the fact that Unix is not losing their composure despite the round differential.
Yeah, I like it as well. I mean, I think, the reverse back to A might have been a little much, It's easier to just go with the basics, get some set smokes down, try to get your picks, and then try to take over the site. But leaving David there, maybe if he had a couple more nades, he could have actually put a little bit more of a distraction in, and the number 3 man would have stayed in the A site would have stayed at B for the defense, and then they would have only had to take 1 man in A. But unfortunately, he didn't have anything, and the distraction just wasn't there anymore.
It was not, I should say. 5 alive for the CTs. They've landed an early defensive kill on SVN. That bomb is dropped, hanging around right at the top of alternate mid. Tempo stepped out, had a team flash for him so he could peek. He gets another kill, and the odds of Unix winning this round suddenly diminish that much more. You're already at 115. No real attempt to enter a site has even been tossed out at all. Do you even consider starting to save now?
I mean, it is still 3 versus 5. They could potentially get a kill, maybe force a rebuy, but yeah, I mean, at this point, I think they're down quite a bit. They might just want to go for it anyways.
There you go. David hits an entry. That was the library side player. They may have parted both sides of the CTs now that they'll have to be a little bit more careful on the rotate, knowing that somebody could be lurking for them. They're playing safe. They don't know that Unix is totally on the port side, so if they call for the rotate here, they have hesitant CT players to back them up. That could benefit the T's, or David could just charge through smoke without flashing through. Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to establish the playing tendencies of Exousia yet in A. They've been mainly hitting B for the most part. They've hit A twice that I could remember, and each times Exousia has been playing really passive and just kind of let them take the site, and then just got the ninja kills from there. So they really don't know the spots that they're playing so far in A, and they can't really take advantage of that unless they start putting more pressure on that site.
Yeah. Well, do you have some sort of resolution that could change their play? Is there something that, as an in-game leader, you can make that adjustment right now and help take that side a little easier?
The only thing I would think of, since they're playing so passively, is maybe, get smokes going towards porch and then a smoke on the moto, and then you could potentially do a 3-2 take at B. But as far as establishing where they are playing in A, you're not going to know until you actually just try to do your standard smokes and try to get into the site and identify, who's playing where. It looks to be they are favoring that pit side though, for the most part.
It's been a story of dominant CT sides for our first game and for our second game. Exousia and Zeno very, very strong, and the offenses on the terrorist side have really not been able to come up with answers for the way that the CTs have played. And I should say that we haven't seen anything terribly exotic from the CTs, have we?
No, they've been just playing their spots, and the retakes have been good so far. I mean, a couple weak points at B, I guess, and you see Unix keeps going back to B over and over because that's where they've been having their success. But the retakes for the CTs have just been phenomenal.
So we'll have the bomb carrier Spavvy being a little bit indecisive, pacing back and forth, waiting for his entry man to hit the shot. If they get it, they'll be 3-1 or 3 versus 1 in the site, but it's going to be a tough call since Sempo has an op. There's a shot, he misses it. Their hopes are still alive. Fire in the eyes of the T's have separated their teammates. Another missed shot will make this very, very doable. One in the site, one far flanking. Tempo has reached the site in time, prevented the bomb plant. Spavvy goes down. It's 2 versus 3. SVN waits by the tree. Another in the construction site. This is very, very tense. And if they hold like this and they keep spamming the T's, they'll never be able to plant this bomb. Early shot by Tempo, and his flank is a full-on success. 3 kills for him, and they just took too long, didn't they?
Yeah, and I mean, one of the other mistakes that they made was just letting the bomb planter plant with no cover. They had 2 people looking at construction when you really only needed 1 guarding it, so they could have had someone watching banana. I mean, even though it's... you can't really say, oh, we knew the flank was coming, because, I mean, he was up banana really quick. But, I mean, either way, you got to have someone watching your guys back while he's planning.
The all-important comms to save yourself the headaches of miscommunicating how to defend a bomb planter. Call out, I'm looking construction, I'm looking CT, or we cannot look at banana. At least the planter has the wherewithal to know that I should at least have my heads up and looking toward B. Those nades might have killed David if he did not have armor. He did, but he's down to 34 health. 1 dead already. TWO-Main champion. Another severely wounded. That's David. And these rounds all start like this, Clay. It's because Exousia is willing to take the risk, have a teammate flash peek, and get an early kill. It's doing them really, really good wonders.
Yeah, and if they're flash peeking, I mean, they could potentially take advantage of that and get that peeker. Excuse me.
It's very simple. You wait for the flashbang sound, and then you spray them.
Exactly.
9-1. Exousia putting up the very, very strong half here, and if Unix has any shot at this, they kind of have to win out. There's a start. Squanto hits a nice 4 burst. Only took 1 bullet to bring him down. Now 2's waiting in the speedway. Has 1, wounded another. SVN's down to 7 health, and they've got 1 waiting at the... Oh, actually, David with the far alert came out just a tad too early. RHQ was still waiting for him. It's a 2-on-2. It's going to be a forced retake. The T's, Unix, have a chance here. If they can get this bomb plant down, if they can get to hiding spots fast enough, they may just be able to rip off another round. RHQ will look, jump the logs, see nobody. Oh, a boost! A shot there will do no damage. They look like they've identified somebody in the back left. Spavvy, who's waiting there, will be pushed. He's going to push right up to Exousia's players. This is a great adjustment. Spavvy must have known that he was spotted. He moved up to get rid of his obvious hiding spot, and he really saved that round.
Yeah, but I'm confused because the CTs took the op shot. They knew he was in the site, but then the opper decided to look right and just completely expose his back to the guy playing in the site. So I don't know what was going on there, unless he was expecting his partner to look towards the site and get his cover. But
could have been that.
So.
But if you think that guy's in the back left, you think you have an extra second to peek out to the guy at CT, and it looked blind 1-tap Tempo. He'll go down, and he's scratching his head, wondering what the hell just happened. A smoke off for the banana to make sure the T's can't push very easily. They'll go back to a default here. This is a rare occurrence for Unix. They haven't been able to get the early entry and walk away unscathed. Now they really have a chance.
Yeah, they finally decided to start putting some pre-fire on that lane to, take advantage of the guy doing that flash peek. And they're actually making it into CT spawn here due to that passive play from the CTs.
Now, we saw this earlier, the wraparound play from the Ride or Die game, but this is very, very good looking. 3 wrapping around to face off 4 versus 2 against CTs, both of them construction side. They'll get a kill. Now 2 gets 1. Squanto trades out now 2. There's still 1 more there. They haven't located him yet, and I wonder if they really know. Yes, they do. SVN knew. That leaves RHQ and Sempo left to clutch, and it's 2 versus 4. I wonder if they'll try it, because Clay, they can buy 1 more round. They'll have to buy their teammates, but that's really it. They can buy 1 more round, and if Unix wins that out, they'll get another 2.
Yeah, and they should be looking good. David, unfortunately, was waiting in the lurk position right there, completely missed his easy shot, and now these guys are actually retaking from the same firing window.
SVN is like, guys, come help me, please, or maybe don't at all. Just
yeah,
I'll handle this.
He's got it.
Get on my back.
Don't know why they came from the same firing window. That's one of the things we always preach against. You want to be coming from multiple windows, so that way you're forcing the terrorists or the defenders of the site to look in multiple directions, and you could hopefully get an easy kill as they're looking in a different area. So and they've done that twice so far, so I'm not sure why they keep doing that.
Yeah, well, Unix is thankful for it, and SVN is patting himself on the back because he landed some good 2 headshots right there. That wasn't a probable situation for him. He was down to very, very little health. Anomaly playing back up. Well, I think he intends to jump on the fountain and then jump across to the front yellow. Nope, he's having a hard time of it. He'll decide to get rid of that plan and play close like he has been. Default look, and when I say default, not the standard 2-2-1 sort of T-split. This is a 3-1-1 split that Unix has been using as their default. They've been using the take B default as their go-to. They'll come in, try to hit an early shot. They've located one, but they won't be able to bring him down. So they'll back out, reverse the plan. You pull up the overhead, Clay. If you'll take a look, they're sending everyone back out to try to push A, including the bomb. No rotates from Exousia, and that means that they'll be fighting a fully equipped CT force at A. They're hoping that they got someone to rotate, Clay. They didn't, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, the number 7-man SVN is over there with no nades or anything, nothing to make any commotion to force any possible retake, not retake, but rotate, or, sell the fact that he's over there. So they are facing some trouble here.
There you go. Tempo steps out from the moto, had one, stepped out a little bit too far, and gave away his good peak position. CEVO-Main champion has one above him in the balcony of the apartments. RHQ escapes with his life and still looks all right in fighting shape with 34 health, 3 left for both teams. Here's a far flank, and SVN's going to get an easy kill. Look at that flank. 2 versus 2. All people over the map that people have no idea where anybody is. Same firing window again. Nice shot. Anomaly lands the 4 burst. Spavvy has to clutch. There's 1 and 2. 2 headshots. Another round, and we called it, Clay. This is the one that they have to consider saving. They could buy. Yeah, they could. But it's going to be sort of an uncomfortable, not everyone gets nades kind of buy. So they're thinking about it. You can see they're thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And they are going to buy their team here, so they're going for it. They want to try to get this round, and then, I mean, if they do get this and no bomb plant goes down, they will force the terrorists to save as well. So
imagine this, though. Unix wins this round, and suddenly it's almost a guaranteed 9-6 half, which is fine
so
on Inferno. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, they'd had a very poor start to this game, but it's starting to turn around quite a bit here for Unix.
Sempo will peek. There's a flash peek. They've been doing it all game, and still Unix gets caught by it. Spavvy desperately wants to trade. He cannot. Anomaly gets a famous kill from his default position. This round looks like it's Exousia's, and their very gutsy buy looks like it will be rewarding them.
It definitely does. They're going to go to B, or I'm sorry, not B, A again, it looks like, but the passive play is probably going to catch Unix off guard once again, I would assume.
As an IGL, when you're faced with bad odds, you need to go with what you know. You know that the personnel matchup with your players is better at B. You know that you're better than their B players, or at least some of your entry players are better than their B players. Still, you've chosen to go A. I don't necessarily subscribe to this idea. I'm not sure I like it, but if it works, we'll see. 50 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the entry. They're looking the wrong way. RHQ has his way with 2 of them, and Sempo gets the 3rd. Exousia walks away with an easy round and no deaths, and that could hamstring Unix's chances. What just happened?
Possibly a pause?
I hope so. I hope so.
We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's a pause. The clock is still ticking down, though, so...
Anyway, coming up next, guys, is a game that we've all been waiting for. It's Sensei versus 4Not. 2 very good teams. 2 that we flagged as probably favorites to win main. And I think that this is a great, champagne kickoff to see CEVO-Main christened for the season, even if it's not the official first game.
Yeah. Looking forward to CEVO-P tomorrow. But yeah, Sensei versus 4Not, that should be a good game. Like you said, we want to see how 4Not's going to perform after losing Shroud and their other player. I'm blanking right now for some reason.
Demore, AKNY.
Thank you.
What time is it right now? Do we need to jump on over to the other game?
I think we still got some time. It's only 7:11 right now. 7:11. Anyways, yeah. So we got probably about 20 minutes before that game is going to be starting. But you check the match comms anyways.
I will.
To see how they're looking. And maybe check the match comms for this game and see if they're talking about the server going down or something. Maybe they rented it for a weird time and they ran out of time on the server. I don't know.
That would be funny. I've seen that happen a couple times, and everybody's like, "Oh, darn it! I'm
So
an
we'll do a
idiot."
quick commercial though while we're waiting for this.
For those of you still with us, Clay, can you share with me your opinions on the first half?
Um, it's strange. Well, on that last run, you said you don't know why they committed to A after losing two members at B, which you said because their personnel matchup, they're having more success at B, better entries. But I think the reason why they decided to go to A was because they sent two guys to B who got annihilated, and maybe they thought the rotates were still over at B. But yeah, either way, it just didn't work out for them. And I think one of the reasons that they're not having success, really, or as much success, is because they're focusing too much on B, and they just haven't diagnosed the play of the A players, which is very passive and just hiding in the site waiting for them. If they knew that, they could possibly use it to their advantage. Like I said, do 3-2 splits to be sending people through CT spawn, or even pick off the guy playing Moto and then get a better angle on the site where you could then see the guy who's playing balcony every round, and then the guy who's actually playing in that I want to say quad, but I know it's not right. It's just the double stack box. He's got a crossfire with the guy playing on balcony. So
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. What's the status on the server in game? Are we still frozen?
still frozen.
Can you try reconnecting maybe?
Sure, let me do that.
I got no update from the guys in the. Oh, it is in fact pause.
Okay.
Good.
Maybe they did a sub after the first half or something.
Actually, he says
we're
pause.
back in actually, so you should get in.
Surprise! Surprise! All right. Predictions for the second half. Why not?
Here. We're not there yet. We got one more round.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Unix has to try to get this round so they can have a 10-5 split, and we were saying 9-6 isn't too bad. I mean 10-5 they can definitely work with it if they have a.
Oh, I have that. I minimized everyone's gliding. Yep.
That's just the pause thing.
1-1 trade. Tempo nades David. Squanto trades Anomaly. 4 left on the field for both teams. They're doing what they know. Like Clay and I really advised everybody on the stream, do what you know, right? Just if you know your personnel's better, stick with it, especially in rounds like this. Now 2 stepped out from the schools as 1 and 2. That's going to be unfortunate for the T's who have just now started to take the site, but Spabby's made it still a conversation. 2 coming from the same firing window. I'm surprised that Exousia gets away with this as frequently as they do. Tempo steps in, blinds TWL-Main champion, who, if he really is championship caliber, has to show it now because it's the end of the half. There is no saving. This is a forced combative situation. Exousia kind of knows where he is. Here's a shot. There's the 1 tap. No bomb plant ever. It doesn't really matter. 11-4. Exousia leads by a lot. Unix, however, has started to find their pace. You're watching CEVO TV. Thank you all for joining us. Delighted to have you. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. There will be no commercial during this break as we just ran one. Coming up next is 4-Not versus Sensei Gaming, another CEVO-Main game. And tomorrow, CEVO P is on. Can't tell you who's on just yet, but I really want to do that U5 versus Reliable game. That one really, really looks good to me. And there was another one.
For anyone who's new, why don't you give a rundown of the teams we have in CEVO P?
Oh, yeah. So some standouts. Let's go with returning main teams. That's Complexity and iBuyPower. So they've moved up to CEVO P naturally. And let's talk about some newcomers or rejoiners. There's Armada, Reliable, Dynamo, now known as, it's like kind of Dynamo, kind of DB9K. Yeah, Reliable Canada.
Yes, yeah.
And then there is Mouse Spaz. There's Homeless, now known as BP4. Not sure if they're sticking with that one. And then who else? There's Manajuma, otherwise known as Unoya, otherwise known as Mediocre Gamers. It's Deborn Squad. Just he doesn't like picking names. And did I miss anybody?
United 5.
Oh, U5, the old dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very talented CEVO P field. CEVO's doing big things these days. I think everybody knows that. I think all the P teams realize that. They're like, oh, time to hop on this train.
Yeah, and it's exciting. I'm glad we have that level of competition coming into the league, and it should make for some very good casts.
Here we go. It's our pistol round here. It looks like we have a long smoke and flash set up for people who are sprinting around the alternate side. Smart play by them, one that we've commonly seen. Their take is going to be contested by Spavvy, who comes out, fires one USP shot with his Guardian, by the way, and backs off. They'll choose not to chase him, let him be, and take the A site. Nobody's in the A site. It was a B stack that really was only contested by one person. SVN sitting in the graveyard. Excuse me, David actually was in the pit. My minimap is telling me false information. 3 alive for both teams. RHQ will engage Spavvy, who goes down, steps out at the port side, and engages TWL main champion next. TWL main champion has 34 health, some armor, and 2 very agitated Ts. Now 2 backs off, thinks that he's coming around the wrong side. TWL main champion! TWL main champion!
Oh, he thought it was from the library?
Oh.
Because the silencer, he didn't know where the shots were coming from.
This round will be extended that much longer by Tempo, who's made the quick exit back to B to plant. It's a one-on-one. And Tempo will set the pace, fittingly, because his name is Tempo. He'll go to the construction side, has tucked his face into this pillar to make it hard to find him. And it's a very hard place to check. It's very hard to remind yourself to check that one. TWL main champion, no subtlety, comes thunderfooting into the bomb site, looking for people left and right. He can only find Tempo, who's now left his post. He'll go for the fake defuse, gets shot in the side, tries to flick shot him, does not. Exousia wins one more. It's now 12-4.
Yeah, let me write that down just so we don't lose it.
Yeah, so for those of you who are just joining us now, Exousia won that first half 11-4. We're going to have to manually track the scores because GoTV is not playing nice today, so it's 12-4.
Yeah, and unless Unix comes out with some crazy eco around here, it's probably going to end up being 14-4. I can't do math, apparently. But yeah, Unix played really passively in the A side right there, and I would assume Exousia knows how to play against that since that's exactly how they play. But we'll see. I don't know if they're going to keep doing that or if they're going to play. I like to play that aggressive, up front, and then if you're getting rushed, you just fall back to the safe spots. I don't like to just give them that free entry into the A mid.
Yeah, which is kind of what Unix did. They were wholly successful with it. They really brought it down to a one-on-one. So I can't say that it didn't really work. Yeah. Patient hold here for Exousia on the T side, thinking that they'll be pushed. Common thing to do, especially if you're playing like a Mo Freakazoid sort of balls out, I'm going to rush you every round banana kind of team, but that's not really Unix's calling card. They've backed off into the site, flash over to flash teammates in for Exousia. Anomaly playing the support role has done his job. RHQ will take down Spavvy, who is in the library. One rotating, that's, I can't even see that number, unfortunately, because Valve has decided to make it very hard for casters. Squanto coming around. RHQ is on the far lurk. He's got one right next to him. There he goes. There is that decapitation. One left. Squanto with his 5-7 recovers a weapon, has one right behind him. Actually, it's a minimap lying again. Don't know why that's happening. Now 2 and Tempo setting the crossfire. One in the graveyard, one in the site. Practically unwinnable for Unix. There you go. Exousia 13, Unix 4.
So they did get the bomb plant they could buy, and that's exactly what they're going for, but the money's going to be tight. I don't think they're going to be able to get smokes, which could potentially be a problem. Smokes and flashes very important for taking sites on this map because of how small the sites are. And
Caster's Curse has just struck you. Yeah. They have 5 flashes and 3 smokes. I think they're okay.
Well, yep, got me good.
They got you good. Now remember, Anomaly sort of plays a support role, so he's naded up, and they've got somebody sticking with the MP7, so he is also naded up. So there's that little balance there. If that guy sticks with the MP7, then they could probably afford what they need, and they did.
Smart call.
Here's the entry MP7. Don't see that too often. He's in the apartments looking for somebody to kill, hunting down the person at the back of the apartments. Nobody there. Unix playing very conservatively. 5 in the sights. Take a look at that hit. Our overhead map. They're all lying in wait. Sempo on the far side of the map is thinking that they're probably in B. I should probably be conservative here. This could be the round that springs Unix, or it could be the round that famously has them all obliterated in moments. A jump flash. Almost looks like it didn't work. There it is. Smokes off the port side so they can peek. They'll look to the cubby. RHQ gets the first. Spavvy was without a teammate to support him. Unfortunately, that was a poorly thought out position. 2 dead for the CTs, 3 alive. 2 are in the site, and TWL main champion has his USP again. No death for the T's at all. Exousia literally just ran over their opposition.
That entry MP7 was just a little bit too strong for those pistols.
Yes, you're right, Clay.
Thank you.
Give me the score.
14-4.
14-4 Exousia, now on the tie point. They look to wrap it up. Unix has to win out. Not the most likely of scenarios.
Probably not. They are playing that CT side though, so they do have that advantage going for them. But the lead that Exousia has built up from the first half might just be a little bit too much here, especially with that the first 3 going to them as well.
Tempo steps out with his crosshair just a tad too low, maybe 2 steps too low, and David takes advantage of his ill preparation. 1 death for Exousia. That's how Unix wants to start. It's a slow take toward alternate. They've got the bomb just lingering around there, and they've just recovered it. Looks like via body language that the bomb is thinking that he wants to kind of try to work B, because I don't like the idea of walking into A. They stacked it last time. Maybe they'll stack it this time. 2 are in B, I should point out. They're playing pretty stock positions. 1 at the end of the speedway, 1 on the left side. No commitment yet here, Clay. Slow play for Exousia. They're giving Unix a lot of respect, and it's probably due, because Unix has been hitting some good shots, though they haven't been putting up the rounds. And when you see a team building momentum, the last thing you want to do is let them feed on that momentum.
Yeah, and the fact that they lost a man early in the round, that's going to definitely slow them down quite a bit there. They got to think what they want to do exactly, because they're a mound down. They got to get the strat perfect and make sure they do it correctly, because they've already screwed the pooch once here. Oh, and that flash.
That flash just ruins RHQ, but somehow he got the kill. That's all right. They'll take it any day of the week. Squanto comes around the corner through the garden, was not anticipating Anomaly being right in his eyes. 2 left for the CTs, and Unix may just be surrendering the tie point right now. It's down to a 2-on-2. 2 quick kills for David and Spavvy makes this very possible. It's the double emo. We've seen this a lot lately. It's caught everybody off guard, and it may be just the trick that they need today. Sempo needs to be disciplined and keep hiding. RHQ will be the guinea pig. We'll go to his perspective. Never mind, he just died. We'll go to Sempo's perspective. The number 0 man tucked in here. Nobody thinks that the double emo is going to work until they get caught by it. It's a one-on-one. Sempo and David will face off. David will come out spraying. Sempo's, wow. Sempo, I thought, was doomed.
Either way, he had plenty of time. I mean, not plenty of time. The bomb was already going to be exploding, so even if he didn't get that kill, they still would have picked up that round. And that's going to put him on the match point now.
Clay, double emo, so good.
It is. It really is, because like you said, you killed that first guy, and you think, okay,
I'm done.
Going to be somewhere else, and then you got the other one in the emo spot, and it works quite well.
We're on to the game point here. Exousia looking to tack on a win for the regular season, and Unix still trying desperately to hang on. Squanto steps out, trades himself out. TWL main champion with the P2000 brings down Tempo. It's a furious firefight, and it looks like the T's have bought themselves their way into the bomb site B. They'll plant the bomb, they'll spread out, and no doubt wait for the retake. David, SVN, and Spavvy now have to come together and arrive at bomb site B. RHQ will step out from the yellow. He sprayed the cinder blocks, otherwise he would have had a kill. Now he's walked away with 15 health, still alive, still useful to his team, but not nearly as useful as he would have been. SVN and Spavvy will come through both from the garden side. SVN gets a kill, picks up a weapon. No, he doesn't, sticks with his 5-7. It's a 4 versus 9 man. Now2 is in the barbecue right behind the grill, and he ambushes SVN, ends the game. Exousia wins it. Congratulations to them. Great timing for us, because we need to get to our next game.
Yes, we do. Good game by those 2 teams right there.